My name's Lou. I've done over $10 million in online sales now. Been in e-com for 10 years. I've been featured on BBC Dragon's Den, on Shopify Masters podcast. I'm making this video so you do not have to go through the same struggles that I did when I started out. For example, when I started, I had no idea about conversion rate optimization. I had no idea about Facebook ads. I had no idea about email marketing. I had no idea about copywriting. All of these really important meta skills that, when brought together, lead to having a successful and wildly profitable e-com store. When I first started, one of the most important skills that I still really don't see any guidance for anywhere online was copywriting. I'm going to show you how to copywrite like a pro so you can literally 10x all of your operations from front-end customer acquisition to retention on the back end. Why is copywriting important? Super easy. You only have one medium to sell anything to anyone online, and that's through pixels. And you have 3 variables within those, which are text, copy, images, and video. That's it, okay? So of those 3 things, one of the primary most important things is understanding how to write, okay? How to take letters, structure them in such a way where it grabs attention, it hooks attention, and then everything works together to convert that attention into dollars, okay? So your copywriting flows pretty much everywhere through this whole ecosystem. So you have your ads, you have your website, and you have your email marketing, okay? These 3 work harmoniously all together as part of an interconnected web where everything links up to each other, okay? We can go macro in this as well. So if we dig into it, so let's just look at the basic structure of an ad. You have your headline, you have your body copy, you have your CTA, okay? So headline, big call out at the bottom of the ad, your body copy, the text at the top, your call to action, all of these things are super important, so don't sleep on them, okay? And each one of them has its own strategy. And if you want me to give you an 80-20, so just the kind of the most important part of everything is to keep everything nice and concise, use punchy, strong, pain-led, emotional language, okay? That's what you want to try and evoke. Let me give you an example. So let's just use my nutrition company, for example, okay? So this is the ad, all right? Let's say we got a kid on here, sold in the product. Happy kid, okay? Now, think of like the basic mechanics of an ad. You have your body here, you have your headline, and then here you have your CTA, all right? Each one of these has its own strategy. So the headline is the most important, pretty much the most important other than the content itself, part of the digital real estate. This is where you make a big, strong, pain-led claim. For example, kids undernourished, something like that. So instantly it's calling out to my target audience because I really know I have a deep understanding of who my audience is. As example, it's parents, okay? So I call out people who have kids subconsciously, and then we make an emotional word which has negative connotations towards it, which is what's going to anchor and capture that attention, okay? Now, we explain this in the body copy. This is where we basically tell a story, or we use anecdotes directly from the consumer to build on that narrative, okay? So they've seen this. This has caught their attention. They know what it's about. Let's get a bit more ancillary information, and then everything points to the CTA button, okay? The CTA button, short, sharp, punchy, okay? Shop now, learn more. So that's like the anatomy of an ad. If we go into the website, then they click on the CTA, it takes them to the landing page. Let me show you how to nail this for your landing page. All right, this is your LP. LP equals landing page. Now, landing page is somewhat different to your product page, and I would always recommend sending traffic, cold traffic anyway, to a landing page, because this is all going to be educational. You have to go in and assume they don't know, like, and trust you. They don't know your brand. Maybe they're not product aware, they're not brand aware, they're not problem aware, they're definitely not solution aware. So you need to basically educate them, okay? So we're going to start off here with a headline. This headline needs to link, almost not mirror it, but have very high affinity towards the headline that was in your ad. So again, to stick on the example of the nutrition brand, we're going to say, kids tired and, I don't know, unwell, question mark, okay? So you can either lead with a problem, or you can also lead with a solution. So this is going to be, has direct affinity to the ad. It's popping out, it's big. It is literally ideally on 1 or maximum 2 lines of text, all right? Because remember, on this landing page, particularly so the above the fold section is what lands directly on your mobile screen without having to scroll, okay? Every single pixel on this landing page needs to be fighting for its space, okay? It needs a reason to be there, okay? So we start with the headline. We capture their attention, then we lead with a product image, okay? This can be a person, and then we start going into the description, okay? But when we're going in description, we do not use blocks of text, all right? Again, the way that we kind of weaponize the copywriting is it's big, it's bold, it's calling out. You're using emotional language. It's super important because this is why anyone buys anything online. They think they're using logic, but 9 times out of 10, they're not. It's all emotional. It's all emotional selling. We agitate it, we build up this environment, and then we capitalize on it. It's not manipulation. This is just how we sell. And learning to do this will make you a shed ton of cash, all right? So we've got content back in here. Again, like we've got maybe product images underneath or down the side. We want to give them options. And then we don't go with blocks of text. We lead either with problems, okay? So what happens if you don't use this, or are you facing X, Y, and Z? Again, use the example of the nutrition product. Kids tired, kids feeling lethargic, not doing well at school, not growing properly, hungry all the time, don't have time. All of these problems we lead here, okay? And they can literally be like red as well, because as your consumers going down this list, as they're reading it, the thing you want them to be thinking is, you've just described me. Yes, that's my situation. Yeah, you're encouraging them to scroll. You're holding that attention. Whilst we're still on the landing page, one thing I would like literally not do is as soon as they go to your landing page, they have an email pop-up, okay? The email pop-up, if you want to stick on copywriting, is literally pop-up. And what we're doing is we're basically making them an offer, all right? We want them to sign up, okay? Now, what we do here is ideally we don't lead with discounts. We give something for free, okay? PDF, I don't know, free shipping. Just if you can, stay away from discounts, at least in the beginning, because it devalues your brand, it attracts the wrong types of customers. But the copywriting for this needs to build in the law of reciprocity, which basically dictates that you give before you get. You say the reason it takes, 4 to 7 touch points before anyone will buy anything from anyone, online or in person. If you only have those 2 digital touch points of the ad and the landing page, if they don't buy there and then, which let's be honest, 99.9% people probably won't, unless you're solely reliant on impulse purchases, you need to be able to give yourself multiple chances to convert them. So capture the email, give them an offer, encourage them to click, and this is going to basically point them to your email. If you skip this, if you don't do this, I guarantee you're leaving cash on the table. So once we're in our email, there's a few really important core constituent parts of an email. The first one is the headline, okay? And this is basically the subject of the email. This is what they're going to see at the top, all right? This needs to be something that's welcoming, but it also needs to be something directly related to whatever it is, the problem that they're having, all right? So headlines, you can use AI for this, you can iterate on it, and I would always recommend throughout this whole kind of front-end acquisition side of things, always iterating, testing new copy, testing new call to actions, testing new phrases or problems or hooks. Always cycle this in, always be testing in e-com, okay? Well, when we're talking specifically about email, headline is important. And then just in terms of the email body itself, the email has a specific purpose, okay? And the purpose of the email, 9 times out of 10, is to educate the consumer, all right? So we're not really asking for anything. And when it does come time to ask for something, the call to action button, it's not buy now or shop now. We want to encourage them to get back to the product page, okay? And the way we do that is by using language which is seamless, okay? So for example, use the nutrition brand again. Instead of shop now or buy now, we're gonna say, fix your kids' problems or instant better nutrition. I'm just riffing here, okay? It kind of leads them in. It's very clear, it pops. The button is very apparent. You have your kind of 3 primary colors that you have in your branding, again, separate video. But it's a leading call to action. It's not just a kind of commandment to shop now and buy now, because they see these all the time, okay? Link it in. It's just a little hack I used. And if you go through any of my email flows, you'll see it employed pretty much in every single one of them. This is how literally you can 10x your store revenue. And all you're doing is you're manipulating copywriting. You're learning a meta skill, which proliferates across every part of the customer journey. And if you don't do this, I guarantee you have huge opportunity costs. You're leaving money on the table. Any questions? Leave them in the comments. And if you want to learn more specifically about copywriting, I have a separate video specifically on copywriting for e-com and how to do it. I break everything down for you. Just click the button here, take action, allow it.